Howdy, howdy, we're back in west of Loathing. And our quest to find some goddamn needles so that we can lockpick stuff. So that we can continue with the DLC, so that we can return to the main storyline. Yes, it's a bit confusing, but let's go. Alright. Oh, that's right, we started the circus part. Right. Did we do... So we have a ticket for the main stage. I don't think we got all of the sideshow done. So let's... try and talk to people here. This guy is a startling sight, even for a circus freak show. His entire head is an enormous eyeball. As you look at him over, he stares back at you. Not that he's got much choice. Hello, I'm Rain. How's it going? Can you talk? I guess not. Do you blink? Or wink, I guess. I guess not. Oh, so he doesn't have eyelid. Ooh. So this circus gig, his hands slowly curl into fists, and the knuckles turn white with tension. I see, I understand. I mean... You move a little to the side and lean over the rope to get a closer look at the guy. He's basically just what he seems to be at first, a guy with a giant eyeball for a head. You do notice two things though. First, he has an odd lump at the, well, what you'd call the base of his skull if he had one. A sort of crumpled fleshy mist the size of a fist. With a squint and some imagination, it almost looked like a crushed, shriveled, vestigial remains of a human head. The second thing you notice is that his ankles are locked to the legs of his stool, and the legs of the stool are bolted to the floor. I see you around. This man is neatly dressed, though his suit is a bit threadbare and out of fashion. He's smoking a pipe and leafing through a magazine. When you stop to look at him, he nods amicably. Well, hello there. Welcome to the sideshow. My name is Douglas. I'm Rain. Delighted to meet you. So, well, are you perhaps trying to think of a polite way to ask what's wrong with me? Yeah, you got me. Oh, don't worry, Rain. I am in a sideshow after all. It is an obvious and natural question. Wait a minute. You said that last bit without moving your lips. Are you a ventriloquist? Not at all. Allow me to demonstrate. He stands up and turns around. His back is the same as his front. That is, his suit has been tailored with two front sides, and he has another face on the back of his head, with his hair cut and parted appropriately. Ta-da! As he sits back, his knees and other joints crack and pop loudly as they reverse themselves. Douglas winces slightly, though certainly not as much as you'd expect. What in the... Surprising, yes. A bit, yes. How is that even possible? Douglas shrugs and holds up his pipe to the, now, back of his head, so the other face can take a puff. Are you, what's the phrase, Siamese twins? Not exactly. It's difficult to describe, I'm afraid. Two minds in one body, with two faces. It would be closer to say two instances of the same mind, with, as you say, two faces. You're right, that doesn't make any sense at all. The other face chuckles, and Douglas holds his magazines behind his back. It took some getting used to, that much is quite certain. Were you born like this? I would rather not discuss how I came to be this way, if you do not mind. Okay, sorry. No apology necessary. I mean, this is obvious, but your knees must be a wreck. A surgery was necessary to permit them to bend in both directions. It sounds worse than it feels, I assure you. Why are you in a sideshow? With a regular suit and a haircut, you could easily pass for normal. I have a contract. Out of the corner of your eye, you can spot the clown making a gesture, but you didn't catch what it was. Douglas clears his throat. Plus, well, it's quite the life, you know. Free room and board, travel the world, and you meet such interesting people. Talk to you later, Douglas. Okie dokie. There's a lady here with her head sticking out of a hole in a large metal box. She nods politely at you. Hello. Hello there. Enjoying the carnival? Well, it's interesting. She smiled slightly. Yes, I'm sure it is. Can I ask you a question? Certainly. What's your name? I'm Janet. And you? I'm Rain. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Rain. Why are you in a box? That's a rather personal question, isn't it? Oh, sorry. I'm only teasing, dear. Would you like to see inside? Sure? Janet whistles to signal the clown, and he moseys over. He unlocks the door on the front of the box and throws it open with a theatrical flourish. Inside, instead of Janet's body, you see a tangled, complicated assortment of glass, tubes, and pipes, ticking clockwork gears and pumps. Liquids of various colors, mostly red, slush through the tubes. A large bellows near the top inflates, then slowly begins to deflate. What do you think? It's some kind of trick, right? You are folded up behind a mirror there or something. No trick. The clown chuckles and walks around the back of the box. He opens a hatch and waves at you through it, then saunters back to his place by the shelves. Both are true. I think I'd be amazed at first. It's probably horrifying for her, no doubt. But I would definitely be amazed at first. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. It's certainly educational, I imagined. The larger tank on the left is my stomach, if you'd like to see what I had for lunch for today. How did this happen? Were you in some kind of terrible accident? I'm sorry, but I can't talk about that. Of course, sorry, it must be a painful memory. Her calmly composed face creases into a slight grimace as she shoots a sidelong glance at the clown. Yes. Well, it's nice to meet you. Good luck, Rain. Ah! Oh, I didn't expect it to actually be open. And to make noise. Okay. I've had some connection issues, so I hope that won't affect the video too much, but... Well... Was there something more that I needed to do? I bought one of each of these. I've helped out the little kid. I think the only thing really left is to head into the main stage and get started with the show. This extremely muscular clown seems to be guarding the entrance to some sort of stage. The clown crosses his arms and grunts when you approach. Ticket, please. Ticket for what? Barnaby Bob's Stunt Spectacular. What's that? The boss does a show. Yes? Yeah. What kind of show? Knife tricks, mostly. Here's my ticket. Okay, go in. Show will start soon. Cool. Can I... Oh! These benches must be for the audience. Does it matter where I sit? This is the same muscular clown was guarding the entrance to the stage area. It doesn't look like he's going to let you backstage. I could fight him, but that's probably not the best way to go. Okay, let's take this one. You take a seat, and a smattering of other patrons appear and sit down as well. After a minute or two, there's a crash of cymbals, and a clown runs from the backstage curtain and jumps up onto the stage. In contrast to the other clown's colourful clothing, his is relatively simple. Black wool trousers and a bright crimson shirt under a pale tan leather jacket with fringe on the sleeves and a red heart painted on the shoulder. His face paint is plain white without any coloured accents, contrasting his curled black moustache and thin goatee. A snappy silk top hat with a rakish tilt tops off his outfit. He doffs his hat, bows a deep theatrical flourish, and the small audience claps politely. Clap. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and welcome one and all to Barnaby Bob's Perfectly Normal Travelling Circus Sideshow. I hope you've been enjoying the attractions and distractions of our little travelling carnival. And now it's time for our star performance, the main attractions. Ladies and gents, put your head together for... A loud drum roll starts as he gestures to the curtain, and then the cymbals crash again. The clown puts his hat back on with a chuckle. Me, Barnaby Bob! Much obliged, you are far too kind. Well, I haven't even shown you anything yet. With a laugh, he flips a large bowie knife into the air. You didn't even see where he pulled it from. The knife glitters as it spins. He catches it, flips it in the air again, this time catching and balancing it on its point on the tip of one finger. He holds that pose very still for a moment, then jerks his hand out of the way. The knife thunks into the wood of the stage floor, deep enough that he has to give it a jerk from side to side before he can yank the blade free. He winks broadly to the audience. Wouldn't be any fun if they weren't sharp, would it, ladies and gents? Clap. He pulls 2 more knives from his jacket and begins a flashy and elaborate knife juggling act. 3 spinning blades somehow turn into 4, and then his hat is added into the mix, floating lightly through the cascade of knives without a single scratch. He finishes the routine by catching 2 of the knives in each hand and allowing his hat to fall neatly to the ground before catching it on the tip of his boot and kicking it back into the air and onto the top of his head. Ah, now there's some applause I believe I've earned. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it took a lot of hats to get to where I am today. He chuckles and adjusts his hat back to its original rakish tilt. Now for the grand finale. For this I will need a volunteer from the audience. A few hands go up. Barnaby Bob ignores them and looks directly at you. How about you, sir? Okay. Good, I like a brave one. Step right up to the stage here. Your name, please. Rain Bowes. It's a real pleasure to finally meet you, Rain Marshall Bowes. Well, you didn't say our middle name. And I think our middle name was Danger. Well, one of them at least. I think we have 2. I think it was Rain Danger Marshall Bowes. Step onto the stage. A couple of clowns haul a large wooden panel about 7 feet tall and 4 wide up upon the stage. They stand up to it vertically behind you and stay there holding it steady. It has 2 holes in it slightly above waist level and a lot of knife marks. Press your back flat up against the wood, please, and put your hands through the holes. You do so. The holes are just a fraction too high, so it's not very comfortable. And then one of the clowns pulls your arms back tighter and ties them together with a rough hemp, so it becomes much more uncomfortable for a variety of reasons. Don't worry, this is just to make sure you don't make any sudden and unexpected movements. We wouldn't want that, would we? Fret not, son, everything is under control. He steps up close to you and adjusts your collar, brushes a little dust off your shoulders. My control. You know, Rain, we get a sharp customer through here from time to time, but my, you're the sharpest I've seen yet. However, I bet a shiny silver dollar I've got something up my sleeve that's even sharper. His pupils narrow to vertical slits as he grins at you, revealing rows of pointed, yellow shark teeth. As he turns away, you can see that the heart under the shoulder of his leather jacket is drawn with an arrow through it and the word Mom. It doesn't look painted on. You struggle a little, but your arms are too tightly bound. The rough hemp rope digs into your wrists. Barnaby Bob strolls to the other end of the stage and turns to face you. Now, don't you worry. This will all be over soon. Just don't move. He has a knife in his hand again, and it gives it a few twirls and flips. Light reflected from the blade glitters in his eyes. Then, without warning, he hurls it at you. Thunk! The knife hits the wood before you can even blink, a hair's breadth from your left ear. Stare him down. Barnaby Bob grins at you as the crowd applies. Another knife appears in one hand and an apple in the other. He tosses the apple to one of the stagehands, who carefully balances it on top of your head. Time for the old William Tell routine. A bit of cliché, perhaps, but there's a reason it's a classic, ladies and gentlemen? The crowd watches with rapt attention as he flourishes the knife, spinning it and flipping it behind his back. Then, faster than you can register, thwack! Cold apple juice dribbles on into your hair and down the back of your neck. 2 for 2! What do you say, Rain? Shall we go for one more? Barnaby Bob pulls out another knife and gives it a quick stropping across the pale leather sleeve of his jacket, then whips a colourful spotted handkerchief from his pocket and blindfolds himself. This time, his smile is much colder. I advise you to watch closely, Rain Bowes, since you're the only one of us who can. The crowd laughs, but you don't really hear it. The knife spins in his hand. This time, Either because of the adrenaline or because he's actually moving slower, you can see the motion of his arm as he throws it. He twists his wrist in an odd way that you don't think he did before. The knife is flying at you. The knife is flying directly at your right eye. The knife incredibly swerves at the last possible moment. Thunk! You can feel the wood shake from the force as it stabs into the board. The metal is cold against your right cheek. The audience erupts into cheers as Barnaby Bob removes his blindfold and pumps a fist triumphantly. One of the stagehand clowns unties your wrists and helps you get your arms out of the hold. Bob takes your hand and raises it into the air victoriously. Well now, ain't he a good sport, folks? And as brave a target as I've ever had. Take a bow, Rainbows. I didn't think this would come into playing, but like Rainbows, like the pun, in case it wasn't obvious, was rainbow, as in like the rainbows. So Rainbow, take a bow, sure. Coupon for... Oh, so that's another way I could have gotten there. That's another way I could have gotten a year's supply of dynamite. Okay, well, I already had that. You bow to the cheering crowd, carefully keeping your eyes on Barnaby Bob. He bows as well, removing his hat with an elaborate flourish, and then he takes a slip of paper out of it. And as a token of appreciation, I'd like to give our star volunteer a gift, a year's supply of dynamite. Use it in good health. As he hands you the coupon, the clown leans in close to your ear and whispers, "This was the only warning you'll get, boy." Barnaby Bob waves and blows kisses to the crowd as you climb down from the stage, and then he disappears through the black backstage curtain. The audience gradually disperses. Can I... Oh! I mean, curiosity killed the cat. This little trailer is probably Barnaby Bob's office. The wagon is old but well maintained. A brass plaque on the door reads Barnaby Bob, confirming your suspicions. You see Barnaby Bob sitting at a desk. He seems to be inspecting a large map, but you can't make out any details on from here. "Come on in," Barnaby Bob calls. "You! Here I thought I made myself perfectly clear the last time we met, and yet you knock politely and walk straight into the lion's mouth. You're either extremely brave or extraordinarily foolish, boy. Both, I might hazard a guess. I've got some questions that need answered. And you think I'm going to answer them? If I didn't find you amusing, I'd have vanished you off the face of the earth for what little you know already. I appreciate that, but I can't just leave this situation unresolved. What Curiosity did to the cat is going to seem like a Sunday picnic compared to what I'll do to you if you anger me, boy. Go ahead and ask your questions, but bear in mind I already gave you a fair warning." Oh, this is probably going to be a hard fight, even if I am a little over-leveled for the area in general. Who are you? The clown smiles sarcastically at you. Why, I'm Barnaby Bob at your service, sir. You know what I mean. And if my estimation of your intelligence was not entirely off the mark, you already know the damn answer. You're wasting my time and yours, and you have precious little. What are you doing here? Straight to the heart of the matter. Well now, I had you pegged as a clever one, so why don't you tell me? You're here because of the cows. Perhaps you got a brain rattling around in that skull of yours after all, boy. That's correct. The cows came home, as you say, and we followed them. Why? Why? Don't disappoint me now that you've impressed me, kid. Think about it. Your age-old enemy that you've been fighting since time out of mind ups and leaves. No farewell, no postcard. Wouldn't you want to know what the hell was going on? You don't know? Dear, oh dear, I've gone and said something I probably shouldn't have. Buddy, you're treading on some dangerously thin ice right now. I hope you are thanking your lucky stars that I consider you to be essentially insignificant. I can hear those gears ticking in that 3-pound dog's dinner you call a brain, son. Now it's my turn to ask a question. How are you going to convince me that I shouldn't just make you disappear like a fart in a tornado? Well, make it good, Rainbows. Make it good because you got one chance at this. I don't think threatening him is gonna do much. You need me? Oh, he doesn't. I mean, I could probably... I have been killing cows left and right. I even have a partner who specialized in killing cows. So, I mean, it's not completely out of the question. Yeah, let's go for that one. Do I now? And what, pray tell, do I need you for? My freak show is plentiful. There aren't enough of you to be an enemy. You're just a scouting party. You're a reconnaissance. You're here to gather information. Yes, and you can't do that efficiently. Not the way you guys look. You stand out too much. You need a human scout. Don't you play games with me, Sonny Jim. You are talking to Barnaby Bob, Duke of Hell, and I can make your worst personal nightmares look like a choir of softly singing angels. I'm serious. Look, I'm not your enemy, the cows are, and you're after the cows, not humans, then you aren't my enemy either. The enemy of my enemy. Can't imagine we'll ever be friends, Bob, but so long as it's mutually profitable, I think we can come to an arrangement. You promise to leave the people of this world alone, and I'll tell you anything I found out about the cows. I gotta hand it to you, you might well be the first human being to ever leave old Barnaby Bob speechless. We got a deal? Alright, I agree. We won't make any trouble for the humans. You bring me anything of interest you find about the cows. Hell, if it's good, I might even pay you. Good. You're a smart fellow, Rainbows. You'd better be smart enough to know what'll happen if you double-cross me. Mama didn't raise a fool. Good for her. He shows you the map on his desk. There's a location circled in red not far from dirt watermarked Tannery. This'll get you started. There's an old tannery way south of here. I've sent a few fellas there already. Go have a look. When you find anything worth seeing, let me know. One thing, you are strictly undercover. I won't be telling my boys about you, not that I could easily get a message to the ones out in the field anyhow. If you need to defend yourself against them, well, so be it, and good luck to you. Ooh. Can we... Oh. About half of Barnaby Bob's books are about juggling, balloon animal patterns, and other clown techniques. The other half are bound in human skin. Ugh. I still don't have safe cracking, so... Oh, that went better than I expected. Okay, well, we do now have something to go on. And though it isn't a farm where needles might be, it is, I could just click that, it is Danny's Tannery. Maybe we'll explore some new. As you're riding along, we see some braided fuses sticking out of a nearby rock. Investigating it more closely, you see that somebody drilled a hole in the rock and inserted a bunch of dynamite, but apparently lost interest and wandered away without setting it off. Or maybe they were just out of matches. Hey, free dynamite. Their lack of follow-through is your game. So it wasn't a new location, but it was free items. Ooh. Now, do we have any needles or... We do not. Okay. How do you feel about this, Susie? Weird that this place is so far away from town. You never smell a working tannery? Whoo, lucky you. Guess we better check it out. It sounds like there's a lot of fighting going on inside the tannery, except instead of the regular fighting sounds you're used to, like shouting and gunfire and chairs being broken over people's back, you hear lots of ghostly bellowing and shrill cackling laughter. It sounds like a real bad scene, in other words. As you enter the tannery, the second thing you notice is that the place has been abandoned for years, probably since the cows came home. A lot of equipment is wrecked, and all of it is covered with dust. The first thing you notice is that there are a bunch of rodeo clowns in here fighting with... Well, they aren't cows exactly. They're more like possessed skins of cows. That's a little strange, because you've seen people wearing, for example, cow leather chaps, and you've never seen anyone being attacked by their chaps. Maybe there's something about the tanning process that makes leather impervious to possession, and these cow ghost whatevers are untanned hides. In any case, the clowns and cows seem preoccupied enough with their fighting. They haven't noticed you. At least, not yet. Well, that's the crux of it, isn't it? Oh. As you approach the clown and the weird cow leather ghost thing, they take notice of you and stop fighting while they process this new development. The clown, unfortunately, seems to decide he hates cows more than he hates you. The cow, unfortunately, decides it hates you more. Hate it right back. Oh, we got a clown. Okay, so we got a clown with us. I'm not sure that's a good thing, but oh well. So I can do a lot of damage with this weapon. Habooski! Told you I'm overpowered. So this will boost up Susie. You beat the cow, but the enemy of your enemy is apparently not your friend because the clown decides it's his turn to be on the right side of the screen. Oh. You what, mate? Oh! I was hoping that Susie would gain something. Oh, an old toolbox. That isn't locked. A handful of nails. Ow, but they aren't needles. So we're not going to talk about the box of lye. I mean, this is convenient. What? The door is locked, which is probably just as well considering the ruckus you can hear on the other side of it. Do I have to fight all of these things? I mean, I will. Eventually. Because I might as well. Alright. It is experience, and though I am over-leveled, your attempt to sneak up on the cows fails, assuming you were even sneaking and not just moseying over. The cows appear all too willing to add your face to the list of faces that they hate, and turn their attention from the clowns who jump on this opportunity to get their jump on their ancient enemies. Join the fracas. Booski! Pow! Wow, that's pitiful. Damn clowns! Oh! Well... I could disable him, but ha! He's too weak! He can't even hit me! Pow! This scene has the makings of a real brawl. Not only does one of the clowns have a nasty look in his eye, nastier than typical I mean, but one of the possessed cow hides is stretched on a tanning frame, which makes it stronger somehow, I assume? Ooh. So the clowns are fairly speedy, but... An ungolith. I mean, I can take this guy out. No problem. And then... Susie can disable this guy. Yep. Let the clowns take care of that. Well, that worked out nicely. Well, perhaps more nicely if one of the clowns had fallen, but... Guess what? The clowns turn on you after all the cows are dead. This is not surprising. Yeah, let's try this one. Oh, that's what I expected. Oh. You're a lot tougher. Yeah, how about you don't go? Yeah, the other guy is not gonna do much right now. Poison. Ooh. Yeah, why not? Ooh, 9 poison. That's gonna take him down real nice. Sure. Unless they decide to attack Susie. Even so. Oh yeah, I have regen on. I forgot about that. Alright, we can end it next round. I think that will fit for an episode, so... That seems like a great place. Pow! I already have one of those. Alright. Ooh, bones? This body must have been lying here since the cows came home. There isn't much left of him. Ooh. You poke around in the tattered shreds of his clothes and find an old key. Huh? Oh, build a crate? Okay. How did it... Alrighty. I'm not sure how that works, but it apparently does. I mean, there are other bones here. Can I not... Oh, so now I can pass through. Oh, can I? No, I cannot. But there's only a thin line for that. Alright, in the next episode, we shall enter the back room of this tannery and see what we can glean from that. But, until then, take care.